Hey everyone, Avros here, back with the next Lufenia fight as part of Keiss's Lost chapter that's just been out recently. So for this one, we have the two Biosoul Bosses, and for these bosses they do have the Lufenia Orb up at the start of the battle with a 20 count. These orbs will disappear at 79% HP and reappear at 49% HP with a 15 count. It seems to be a pretty common pattern we've had lately with the orb of here disappearing in our quest start 79% and 49%, so should be easy to keep track of. Another upside of this one is that they should be pretty easy to handle, as well as the trigger to increase the count is to launch the enemy, and that'll give the count an increase of 10. Other things to keep in mind about the boss: they are weak to holy damage, absorb dark, so don't bring, Xande or Leon or Diablos as you summon for this one. And they are highly resistant to magic, so again, another reason not to bring Xande there, being dark for his major damage type there. Just something to keep in mind, obviously. So ranged and physical again for this fight, just like the last one, not much magic that you can actually bring along. They are also immune to poison, sap, terror, so no Eald'narche, sleep, so no Edward, speed down, and turn rate down debuffs. They have a super tight turn count on this Lufenia fight as well. I know I'm covering the boss mechanics, is worth calling out. It's only a 55 turn count for this one, so something to keep in mind. You'll definitely need to take advantage of the fact that launch is how these bosses' orb is increased. Otherwise, you won't have much chance of actually beating the boss at all without the ability to launch there. I mean, maybe you will. I wouldn't want to risk it, seeing as you need to get so much damage out in such a short number of turns. The other things to watch out for: they do have the Sylvan Union buff, which makes them act right next to each other, and the way to break this is you do actually need to launch the enemies and do enough brave damage to them. Otherwise they will do BRV Gain into a bravery plus HP guaranteed hit that will hit you for a lot of damage. I don't think it's necessarily a guaranteed wipe. I didn't run into it myself, but definitely not something you want to be hit by if you can help it. Additionally, at 69% and 49% HP, they will gain a green aura, which gives them high brave damage reduction and has HP poison on it to your party, and they will also HP regen 110,000 health every turn that you don't break that aura, and you have to launch them to remove that one as well. So again, this fight really is built around having a lot of launches and trying to launch them as much as possible. And so to that end, for my team, I brought along Cloud, whose burst weapon I do have to, use that burst and get as many launches as possible during it. Keiss, of course, with his LD, he's great for this fight, and he can set up so many launches even with characters that can't normally launch. And Paladin Cecil for the last slot, his LD buff increasing both, bravery and HP damage is great for this one. And I did mention before not bringing along Diablos as a summon, so I brought Pandemonium for this one. Again, you're doing so much launching and chain attacks that 25% increase to damage is massive. For calls in this fight, I brought Jack's call on Cloud, so I could set that one up right before burst to maximize the effectiveness of it. I brought Ramza's call on Cecil. Having his LD call for the launch is just an extra launch in a character that doesn't normally have one. And brought Onion Knight for his LD call on Keiss. I wanted to use that one for the free ability use, so use that to get an extra use out of Hero's support without needing to use his C65 ability there to restore the uses of Hero support with Keiss. Overall, I didn't have a huge amount of problem with this fight. It only took me 2 attempts to get it down with this party, and got it done in actually a very short number of turns, a lot quicker than I thought I would actually get it done in the end, with it only being 26 turns out of the 55 needed to get through the fight. So definitely taking advantage of those launches is the way to go. I'd say obviously bring along Keiss if you can get his LD. Maybe he's fine without it as well. He really does enable so much extra launch damage. And then if you've got a one of the units that has a launch ability as well as a burst and can take advantage of getting extra launches during their burst phase, so Cloud, Ramza would also be good, or Noctis I could think of as 3 of the good ones. Obviously you've got Cecil's burst weapon. You could probably just use him as your burst for this fight, and then just bring along Cloud or Noctis as just some additional launching as well, or Ramza as well for additional launches. Definitely want to maximize as many of those as you can, and hopefully this helps you guys with clearing the fight, and thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the video.
限界を超える。いいタイミングだ。立ち向かおう。 星を降り注ぐ。いいタイミングだ。立ち向かおう。いいタイミングだ。立ち向かおう。大切じゃないものなんかない。思い出の中でじっとしていてくれ。さあ行くよ。遅いね。痛いよ。おしまい。空中星を降り注ぐ。いいタイミングだ。立ち向かおう。立ち向かおう。行くぞ。聖なる光よ、せや全てを貫く。行くよ。未来のために。限界を超える。それ。いいタイミングだ。立ち向かおう。空中月の導きを頼んだ。いいタイミングだ。行くぞ。空中立ち向かおう。立ち向かおう。行くぞ。月の導きを頼んだ。いいタイミングだ。立ち向かおう。 取りだ。助かった。覇者の剣。いいタイミングだ。行くぞ。今回の